My name is Chinmay, and today we are going to see some of the alerts that actually came on last week. Those all pro alerts, how to track the trade, how to initiate the trade, what are the things that will look when we initiate a trade. And then after, I will show you one interesting thing, how to do your swing trading, where you can take much benefits out of it. Okay, let's start. How many of you were actively trading the entire week? How was the week? Fair enough. Okay. So what happened with broader markets, Nifty and Bank Nifty for the entire week? All right. So on 25th, there was a great drag, right? That was the only day when markets were super trending. The rest of the time, they were showing you small candles, right? Okay. Okay. So Devashi is saying there was almost equal. There was some gaining moments, there was some losing sideways. Yeah, most of the time it was sideways. Right. But have you traded the alerts that came on that came in the pro session? Have you now started gaining the idea how we are doing it with the pro alerts? Now let's quickly check all the pro alerts that came on the entire week. Then I will show you some of the interesting tricks. Okay. All right. So the week started with 23rd November. Up till that 20th November, we have already discussed all the alerts, right? And the logics behind getting in. Let's start. Now, the first alert that came on 23rd November was the HDFC. And in HDFC, we got a sell alert along with what? NY Pro. Now, you know how to trade with the NY Pro alerts, right? Generally, NY Pro alerts came when there is a solid green or red bar appears, okay? And that too along with some of the confirmations, like there's a considerable volume change, there's a considerable open interest change in both options and futures. Then only we get some solid candles. As soon as we get that candle, we come to know whether there will be trend continuation or no. All right, let's check on chart. Now, this was the day. Here, if you see, now there was a good support there in this zone, which was taken out. The earlier day, for the entire day, there was a small support zone somewhere in this zone, which was also taken out. And then, along with a huge open interest, stock started melting down. This was the exact first 5-minute candle, right? This is the first 5-minute range. Now, as soon as you get the trend continuation in that stock, what do you mean by that? People were seller in the first candle. Now, those who are get stuck as a buyer in this zone, what they will try to do? They will try to pull the stock or pull the price again in that zone. Now, they are not successful to do that. What happened then? It actually starts falling down. And the good thing is, whoever is now fresh buyer in that zone, he also gets stuck. and that will lead into a fast rally. That exactly happened with HDFC, and the stock started melting very smoothly. So this is the same concept that we are using in NY Pro Alerts to get in with. Okay, so I've already discussed the entry points, right? Let me show you again, those who are newly joined. See guys, it is very important to stick with particular patterns. Okay, if you find some of the patterns are working for you very well, then stick with them. If they are not appearing, then it's better not to go with the trade, because when you set a particular entry point, you also look for a probability of how much risk I am taking in that stock. If the probability is very high that that pattern is actually giving you a very good profit, then the chances are very high that in long run you will be a profitable trader. Okay, so this is one of a pattern, which is a red candle on first 5 minutes, and then stock starts moving in the opposite direction. So whoever will get in that first red candle, they will also start moving the price in opposite direction with the wind up. Well, let's see with the example. The second thing is gap up, sideways and bullish. Sometimes it is gap down, sideways and bullish. Both the structures are very aggressive and both shows a very good buying in that zone. Okay, now these are the structures we are talking about. This is for buying. If this is for buying, the exact thing we observe for selling as well, right? So this is gap down bearish candle, price goes sideways for some time and then a fresh meltdown happened. See what happened with HDFC Limited. Now you cannot get exactly candle by candle same situation, but yes, somehow you can correlate with the major theme. This is gap up bearish candle, a strong red candle. Price goes sideways for some time and then it cracks further down. This is the great point to enter with the stock. Okay, and when you enter in a stock, try to keep the stop loss just above the retracement zone. Okay, when you're keeping your stop loss just above that zone, now you know I'm not taking much risk. Like as a conservative trader or as a safe trader, what you will see from exactly where the selling started, you can keep your stop loss just above that zone, right? But every time it is not possible to keep such a high SL. This is almost 1.84% SL, right? And that will not work if you are not getting 1:2 kind of risk reward ratio. But if it is from exactly this point, so now the SL is very much in control. It is somewhere about 1%. And now you can think about taking profits from another 1% and somewhere around the major profits near 1:2 kind of risk reward ratio. Now, if you don't increase your risk reward ratio every time, the first thing that you can do is you can always trail your stop loss near your entry level. In this case, near your sell level. And when the profit starts coming, you can start taking the partial profits. Okay, that I always suggest to everyone. You cannot take the whole advantage of the entire rally. That is not possible every time. We don't know from where exactly it is going to take a U-turn. And that's how you can book some profits and you can trail your stop losses as well. And where you can trail your stop loss, where exactly the fresh consolidation happened and the fresh breakdown happened. All right. So other than this, we were having TCS. Okay. So TCS came in breakout pro on the same day. Now see this concept. This was on 23rd only. Let's go. Now first thing first, if you see on daily time frame, stock started making dojis. Now dojis are indecisiveness. Earlier the trend was little down for past 2 days. Now it started contracting in a zone from last 2 days. They are small dojis. That means people who are buyer or seller are now not giving you a very definite move. In that case, they're just contracting in a zone. As soon as you will get a clear breakout from that zone, you can think about that a one player is having hand on that particular move. In this case, it was an upper move. Then what happened on 23rd? Let's see on 5 minute. See here. Now, this is one of our pattern to enter, right? Which is nothing but a base violation. See here. The first candle is a very good red one. The same thing I have explained in the entry points. This is one of our entry criteria, which is nothing but a good red candle, a base formation, and then a breakout. Now, every time is it going to work? Definitely not. But the stocks, what we have selected for, these are the highly chances that the stocks will show you a very good move. Because if you get generally the stock in very first hour, you are also calculating the open interest added on both future and options. We see volume activities, and generally when we get such alert, you will start getting all the dotted parts. Now you know, most of the time these things starts appearing, the dotted green lines, dotted red lines. These are nothing but the confirmations that big players are now heavily trading in that zone. All right. Now this become very useful pattern. Okay. So if you see here only, we come up with the alert that as soon as all the highs are taken out, you can enter in that stock. What happened generally when the all highs are taken out? Whoever is strong sellers in the first 5 minutes, they were dominating. Price was gap up, but again retraced back to the near to that yesterday close zone. See the pattern here. This is yesterday close. Price starts pulling down till that zone, starts forming a base, and then shoots up. What happened in that process? If you see logically, now whoever is seller in that stock, now fresh buying happens, and as soon as you will get a candle above all the cluster, now all these sellers are stuck. The stock was already on your buying radar. That you need to understand. For any end of the day pattern, any volume confirmations, any open interest confirmation, the stock is on your buying radar, and people are actually selling in the first morning candle. Now these are the people who will get stuck in that zone, and they will start unwinding their position. It will lead into a further fresh rally. All right. Now this is lupin. Okay, let's go and check lupin chart as well. Now the same thing happened with lupin. Here lupin was on buying radar. Due to the predefined criteria, it formed a very good strong red candle at the start. Again, it appeared near yesterday's close. That is very important. And it started forming a base. It is not ready to go below yesterday close. It started forming a base and then gradually started coming up. At the time of breakout, it took a little retracement. Now that is very good point. As soon as it will retrace, you will get a very good stop loss to enter with, because these retracement levels are nothing but shows you that they are the last sellers who are trying to pull the price in the zone. These are the required necessary retracement. As soon as you will get the closing, you know I can trail my stop loss. So if initially this was below this line, this was the safest SL earlier, now you can trail your SL easily. And now the same process that you need to follow. As soon as your price starts moving, you start booking the profits, and first thing you need to do is trail your SL near your entry point. See now what happened. It gave you a very smooth 1% move, somewhere somehow more than that, but then, so this is the move, and then after giving you 1.30% or so, it again started moving back. If you're not booking the profits, which I already told you to book somewhere around 897 zone, right? If you're not booking your profits at some point, chances are very good if the second half price started melting, it will take away all your profits. More than that, if you are stubborn and not moving your stop loss as well, then chances are very good that you may lose some capital as well. Okay, so at least try to book 50 to 60% profits at a decent price, and then rest you can trail along with the trailing stop loss. So here, if the price again come down, now you are not going to wipe out anything from your original capital. Rather, you have already gained something. This will actually keep you in the game. All right. So that was the 23rd. Now see here. This is reversal pro alert that came in Bajaj Auto. Okay. And as soon as you see a base formation happened, the alert came somewhere in this zone. Let's again go and visit the chart. Now see here. This is 24th. What happened? This was the earlier supply zone for the previous day. Today, it opened gap down, formed a little base. Now, when this formation happened, the base formation happened, now you cannot enter somewhere here. If price opens gap up, comes down, and it start forming base near this consolidation zone, chances are high that it will get defended. But if opens gap down and starts coming down, now you need to be cautious. When you will enter? Only when you will see a clear breakout from that zone. Now, whoever trapped in that zone, whoever silently distributing in this zone, now they will get trapped. So as soon as it will break, you can enter. So the alert came in this zone as well only, where we asked you to accumulate in between 3090 to 3080. And just because of that trap sellers, it just shooted and gave you a very handsome profit in a matter of next 10-15 minutes. Now guys, aim is not just to give you good breakouts and good pointers. Why I'm explaining you all these things in detail, because if you find similar patterns on your chart, you can also initiate the same trades. That is the actual motto, to educate you to see what are the exact price action that we see and how it is very much useful for you. Okay. So it's not just the Bajaj Auto. If you are finding any stock is forming the similar pattern, there's a very good chance you will get some benefits out of it. If that day, particularly, if the stock is breaching important level, there must be daily resistance or a weekly resistance, and it is actually crossing that level very easily, or it is forming a base just above any important level, these are the smoothest pointers to get in with. All right. Now, in this talk, the second half, we got Jindal Steel. See here, what happened on that day. Now here, Jindal Steel had a very good buyer in this zone. What happened then after? It started inching higher, making what? Is the higher low patterns that stock was forming, right? Anytime it was touching that zone, it started bouncing from that zone. At the same time, it was showing some hurdles as well, right? In this zone, this is the major zone in which it was showing the hurdle. Now, as soon as the price gets squeezed, it has a very good chance that it will bounce from that zone. And that's why I said to buy Jindal Steel just above this 240.15 zone. One can put their stop loss limit buy orders above that zone, because these are generally the breakouts that happens very quickly. And as soon as you will get a breakout, you can be in that trade, keeping that candle slow as your SL. The initial SL I gave was this one. You can trail your SL. If you are getting some decent profit, it is again moving up, you can trail your SL. This was the earlier supply zone. That's why I said to book somewhere around 244.50 zone. This is how you need to trade your stocks. Now, this was one stock that came on the alert, but at the same time, you can find similar patterns on your charts as well. All right. So this was for 24th. Now, when you will start studying these trades along with the good levels, you will start building the confidence in yourself. That will give you additional confidence. Okay, similar patterns are appearing. The pro alert is there. There are some general alerts also. Now you can think about taking a trade with a minimum risk. Now the Bajaj Auto came in NY Pro Alert. As we discussed, in NY Pro Alerts, generally what we get a strong candle. And as soon as that candle will get break, you can enter in that stock, keeping the retracement low as your SL. And then it started flowing just one way up, right? So these are the patterns you can enter with on any time frame. Now the smallest time frame will give you the small opportunities. What happened with Jindal Steel? It came up with the breakout pro alert. It did not work very well. It went high from that 343 zone to 345, but that 0.75% happened in a matter of next 7-8 minutes. So generally, if you are getting anything that on 5 minutes, these are the very comfortable entries, and chances are very good that will give you decent profits as well. Okay. On 26th November, there was no call at all, because 26th was the Thursday. That was the monthly expiry. Generally, what happened on monthly expiries? The very choppy sessions. If you see Bank Nifty, on 26th, what happened on Bank Nifty? it made a good pattern. It gave a clear breakdown from a triangle also, and again formed the bottom and bounced back very sharply. Now these are the very volatile sessions to handle, and generally this happens on monthly expiry, because if you know the derivative price, the future price and the cash price, they meet up somewhere. So generally these days, when the settlement happens, the rollover happens, you will see huge volatility along with the index, along with the stocks. So we try to avoid those days particularly to trade. If you're getting pure entries along with the predefined setups, you can go with it, no problem. Generally, the higher volatility gives you more chances to get in, but then you also need to keep the stop losses wider. All right, all these things you need to understand when you're trading. You need to understand what kind of day it is. Is it a consolidation day where the price is not showing much movement? Then there is no worth to go for any particular buying. Generally, it will not reward you handsomely and quickly. Where if it's a trending day and your stock is also showing the same direction and gives you entry point along with the small stop losses, these are the best days to trade. All right. So up till here on 27th also, we did not have much uh, good results, or there were some stop losses as well in the system. Now, many of you asked me about the swing trades, right? How to initiate a swing trade, or how you can go for any particular stocks. So what I do generally, I keep things very simple, and if there's some effective, you can say, I will show you on the chart only. If you have a solid confirmation on a chart that the stock is breaking one zone and it is breaking with a very clarity, now the chances are very good that you will be getting a very quick swing trade. Now generally what happen, we get in a swing trade hoping for getting quick results in a matter of a week or so, but still we are not able to catch the move, especially when the markets are so much trending, right? From past few days, few months, markets are super trending. Still, if you are not able to make a good swing trade, it is a kind of frustrating, right? So first thing that I do, I look for a stock which is about 200 moving average. That is the first thing that I observe, because if you're using exponential moving average of 200 days, this is mainly used by the big hedge funds and the fund manager to look what kind of zone it is. If the price is below that 200 moving average, they consider it as still it's a bearish zone. If the price is above 200 zone, 200 moving average, they keep it as in positive zone. Now, if the stock is in positive zone and gives you a clear super breakout, these are the stocks you can go with. I will shortly trade. So these are the stocks which I have traded earlier. I'll show you. Now see, what you need a clear confirmation of volumes as well. Okay, let's see. First thing, go and put a 200 moving average. So up till here, the price was below that zone, and this was the nearest zone formed by price. Now see here, if you look at the volume pattern, I come to know the volumes are just increasing. As soon as you will get a price above that zone, on a closing basis along with a good confirmations of volumes which are increasing from past few days. If you see the average high of the few candles, now certainly you will see the increment in the volumes. These are the good breakouts where you can think about entering in a stock. How to enter in a stock? We'll show you. Now, this was a breakout candle with the backup of good volumes. As soon as you will see a follow-up candle closing above that zone, now these are your pure entry points. That happen along with a good consolidation breakout. Price is about 200 moving average. There's a solid green candle close above all the cluster. Moreover, along with the back of good volumes. These are clear yes to go for a swing trade. And that carries a very good momentum in it. And see what happened with the stock. It started moving very fast. Right? Now see, here there was a good volume backup for the stocks when it was in a consolidation. So people were actually aggressively buying in that zone, but the price was below this 200 moving average. Let me give the another color. And as soon as you will get a clear breakout, and then after it started moving around in a zone. What I found, as soon as I am getting a clear breakout along with the back of good volumes from all the clusters and the price is above 200 moving average, now the chances are very good that you will see a very good follow-up buying. What you need to do? Simply go and check that breakout candle. If it is breaking above all the cluster, you can think about get in as soon as you will get a follow-up buying. Sometime what happened? Sometime it retraced back. There is some small retracement in that stock, and then you will get a follow-up candle in a matter of a day or two, or sometime after 3-4 days. But when you will get a follow-up candle, then only think about going in, or else there are high chances that you will get a false breakout. If you want to avoid it, you need to wait for the follow-up. All right. Now see, when the market was going down, and it was going down heavily, this was the only stock which started moving up, right? So in COVID case also, this was the stock which broke the recent highs made very comfortably. And I may not be the guy who is buying that stock at the bottom, knowing what is the exact story. Then we'll come to know, okay, later on, when it started moving up, then we came to know, okay, there was a huge buying happened on geo assets, right? And then when I'll be a buyer looking at a clear breakout from that zone. That is very much important. So whoever sellers in that stock, this was an early round of selling along with the all stocks. As soon as it appeared near to the recent highs made, again there was a good pullback happened. Again it appeared there. As soon as I am getting a clear breakout from that zone, now the good thing is this breakout is above all the cluster and back of a good volume candle as well. Simply go and put a line on that chart. As soon as I will get a follow-up candle, see what happened. This was the candle closing above all the cluster. Now that near-term resistance also become a support and stock will start flying from there. This actually carries a very good momentum, right? Same thing happened with Apollo as well. Now, this was the earlier swing high. That was actually a life high for the stock. It went down, made a bottom, a very good kind of triangle pattern broke. But as soon as it started appearing near the life high, again there was a good retracement happen. It tried to break out from that zone. Now see here, it is very important. Now I see there is a good considerable volume started engaging in that stock. Okay, so this is the candle which actually broke the zone. Now there is not a single candle which is having a fall off. The second candle itself tried to breach that zone, again came in the zone. Now here, this is the first candle which is not just breaking the previous high made, but also along with good volumes. There's a very good chance that it will have a fall off. And these are your pure breakouts where you can initiate any swing trade. See, this is 15% rally that happens in a matter of next 1 week or so. This is what we want. Pure breakouts, back up with strong volumes, and then there should be a price above 200 moving average. Is it clear? Same thing happened with the other stocks as well. So price went down, and this was the cluster made by the price earlier. Now when I'm getting a very good strong candle above that zone, above 200 moving average, back with a very solid volumes. Now I know that big people are actually interested in that stock. They're buying heavily. Now you need to be a little patient, and you need to see whether I'm getting a fall off buying in that stock. If no, then chances are again good that price will again go back in that zone. These are the false breakout that we are trading. Wait for a follow-up. If there is a follow-up, you can keep your SL just below that retracement zone and see a very good move happened. After that, clear breakout. Somewhere around 16% move happened, right? So these are the pure breakouts that I actually try to get in with. Now this is the LNTFH. If you see, yesterday what happened? Yesterday there was a clear breakout happened. From a previous range, and price just crossed that 200 moving average. That too along with what? With a solid volume backup. There was almost 80 million stocks were traded on the particular day. These are very good backups, and you can keep this stock on your radar for swing as well. All right. Now, what people do generally, they actually try to get in with the stocks which are cheaper, or rather, which are just falling to get a very solid price. Now, how you can tell that it's a very solid price? Whether the price is not even about 200 moving average, or generally it is not even having a very strong candle confirmations. See here. So at moment, It is showing you some volume activity, maybe lead into some upticks, but I generally don't go for the stocks which are just falling. The stock should come up above that zone. Moreover, if there's previously a strong consolidation, or you can say the distribution zone, when the price will break that zone along with a very strong volumes about 200 moving average, I'll be more interested to go for buy. That will provide me a quick move. I'm not interested to buy any stock just because it is forming a bottom. I don't know whether it is bottom or no. If the big people are dumping the stock, how I will come to know it is a bottom in formation? But I definitely come to know it's a pure breakout because there was a good volume infusion happens. All right. I hope this concept is very clear. It's a very simple thing. You need to observe your stocks. If the stock is your favorite, you know the fundamentals of that stock. It is not just going to help you just because the fundamentals are very strong. Sooner or later, it will start moving in your direction if you have that much time. But if you want to make a quick swing, you need to take some certain clarity on that stock. All right. I hope it will help you to identify such stocks. Okay. All right. Thank you, Anthony. So Sam is asking if possible conduct a webinar in live market. No, Sam, I'm actually a full-time trader. I do heavy trading in live markets. So my bread and butter comes from the live markets only. Okay. Thanks, Devashish. Okay, I generally use this method for FNO stocks. Okay, I don't go below the FNO stocks. I don't trade in mid caps for the swing trade as well. Okay, I don't trade in mid caps or small caps. Well, generally they have very high operative, so I avoid to do swing trades, and there's a lot of liquidity issues as well. I have very good experience because in last 7-8 years I have tried my hand on all the instruments. So I prefer to go with the FNO stocks only. So Nimesh is asking if I want to go after trades, what query I can use from TradeClue. You can generally use the reversal trades, the reversal trade queries. Okay, if there's a divergence, see here, if you go in query, what you need to do is you need to click on divergence. You need to click on extreme. Where the extreme move happened, the stock is in divergence, there should be LOM, that is loss in momentum. If you see these three structures on any particular stock in that live market, chances are very good that the rally is exhausted. Now see here, this is Bank Nifty on 5-minute. It is just going down. Okay, if the Bank Nifty comes in divergence, that is a good bullish divergence on that stock. Then after, there's some important lines over there. At the same time, it is showing you LOM, or this is called an extreme move. If any conditions meets your criteria, chances are good that it will take a U-turn from there. Not always, but chances are good that with the small stop loss you can get in. If the stop loss also hits, it will not going to damage your capital. So these are the things that you can use for the second half to get in with for a bottom picking or a top selling. All right. So mid cap, because we have mid caps with us, but small caps actually, if you put 1,500 stocks in it now, then the database will be very heavy. we have already faced some issues, right? The features are very loaded. We are actually taking a huge data fetching for this FOI and OCA, that is option chain analysis and future open interest analysis, right? Those who want to do it individually, they can also go for it. In next session, I'm going to cover this, okay? That future open interest and option chain analysis, okay? But due to this, we are actually fetching heavy data, and sometime it will become slow. We don't want that to happen again and again, and you will face some issues for a general trade. That's why we are not including all the small caps and everything. So yes, Nimesh, that happens after 130 as well. After 130 as well, mostly you get clear trend after 130 because European markets also open. If they are showing the same direction, chances are very good that there will be a clear trend in that stock. If the markets open in opposite direction, we are in a plus, and European market shows you a heavy sell-off in the opening tick, chances are very good that we will also shade some highs, and sometime we will also take the reversal from that zone. Yes, Devashish, the LOM, RSI and extreme are for afternoon sessions for possible reversals. Yes, so Atul, what you need to do is you need to click on these all three queries. As soon as you will go in general and pro alerts, click FNO. If all these three criteria are meeting, you will get that stock which is having all these conditions satisfied. Okay, you can think about that stock to go for reversal. For morning, it is NY pattern and morning buzzers, and sometimes some breakouts as well. All right, thanks, Devashish. So Sahil, you need to check it on 5 minute. The divergences comes on generally on 15 minute, but the extreme conditions and LOM that we get on 5 minute itself. Okay. If you're getting any strong level just below that, chances are very good that we will get some good stocks at the bottom only. Yeah. Thank you. Let's check. Oh, yes. It is also forming a good pattern, right? Now, these are the recent hurdles that the stock is facing at moment, right? The stock just came above that 200 moving average. Now there are some volume spikes. As soon as you will get a clear candle above that zone, chances are very good that it may show you a clear breakout. But what are the major hurdle levels? Now see, here is the major level which will act as a strong support. Still, that zone is somewhere about 5-6%, 7% up from that zone. But if you get a strong candle over here and then there's a very close resistance, it will not satisfy all the criteria, right? Rather, I will wait for a clear breakout from that zone itself. If it is breaking along with a good breakout with the back of good volume, see now, chances are very good that you will see the travel of that stock till this zone. Now, this is a very good swing zone, right? To get in with. I hope you are getting a clear understanding what I'm trying to say. There's a very good 20% move possible in this stock. What you can do, guys, you can simply put your alerts as well. You can put the alerts on the system and you can go for tracking your stock as well. As soon as you will get the alert hit, you can go and you can check whether all the conditions are getting satisfied. Thanks, Adrian. So we are looking at Eicher motor, which is shading some gain from past 3 days. There is no head and shoulder on daily time frame as such. Okay, it might be on hourly chart. Yeah, it is on hourly chart, not on daily chart. So Atul asked me about the Eicher. It is showing a head and shoulder. So head and shoulder formed on this particular zone. Okay. Now, once we are getting a closing candle below that, chances are very good that it will start showing you some weakness. Okay. These are the possible zones where you will see some supports as well, right? These are the zones where you can think the rally will come. Now, generally, if you see all the auto stock are stop performing and they are melting, then these are the actual patterns which will work beautifully. So you need to also consider what sector is doing. If the sector is still bullish and one particular stock is showing you some meltdown, now it may or may not perform. But as a whole sector starts moving, chances are very good that day it will give you handsome profits. Okay. All right. So as a company, we have Evermo, our own broker. Apart from that, I use Zerodha for my day trading. All right, guys. So thanks for joining, guys. So we'll try to keep such sessions on every week. Okay. Thanks, Nimesh. Or I will try to do that as well. Okay. But generally, why I do this on Saturdays, because on Sundays you can also see the same observations. As a one guy cannot go through all the FNO stocks at once, right? But if I'm sharing my ideas with you, chances are very good that we will get some fruitful stocks, right? You may start learning from at your end, and the weekend is very productive to do such things, right? So you can search your stocks, you can share it with me. If you have something with us, we can share it with all, right? As a group, we can learn and grow, right? Thank you, guys. So thanks for joining today and keep learning. Okay. So we'll try to be in action on Tuesday, right? We have a holiday on Monday, right? So thanks for joining, guys. I have you a very good weekend. Shall see ya.